And today we're going to be doing a tier list. Sorry about again it taking until the 15th to get through all the positions. We used to be able to get through them in the first 5 days of the month. Obviously some other stuff has come up and, well, you guys know what some of that stuff is. So anyway, let's go on to this. We are going to be ranking all of the best centers. So these are only going to be primary centers. But let's be real. Who's running a power forward at center? Who's running Bobo center? Who's running freaking Bogut at center? Like, who's running any of those guys? So this is going to be the actual list of the centers. So, these are the best of the best. So, I'm not sure if there are any bad cards on this list. Like, objectively bad cards. But, yeah. First up is Al Horford going into worthless tier. His release is unusably bad. I think there are bad releases. Don't get me wrong, there are a lot of bad releases in 2K. And, like, for the center position, you might say, oh, you don't really need like this god tier release at center. You kind of do if they're 6'10". Like, he's 6'10", so he has to play. Kind of have to play in power forward. His movement is fine. Like, it's completely fine. But yeah, Al Horford does not really fit a purpose other than, being Al Horford, I guess. Then we get Zoe. Alonzo Mourning, lads. So Alonzo Mourning, he's going in D tier. He's slightly better in every way than Horford. Yeah, that's the best way to describe it. He's like Horford with a slightly better release. Albeit a bad release, don't get me wrong. Still a pretty bad release, but it's slightly better than Horford's. His player build is slightly better. He feels slightly bigger. He's just a slightly better Al Horford. Artis Gilmore. Let me chuck Artis in B tier. He's a big body, but he doesn't offer much else. There's a lot of better centers in the game than him. Like, he's a big body. He'll play defense. He'll shoot the ball, but maybe you could argue him in A tier. Arvydas. Now, Arvydas is the A right now. I mean, you could argue him in S. Arvydas Sabonis is that freaking dude, lads. You can actually play him power forward. He's tall. He's got that glitchy Yao Ming release. Even though his speed is only like in the 80s, he's still got that huge player build, which kind of makes up for it. And yeah, he can just be a really effective player at what he does. He's most definitely A tier. Way better than Artis Gilmore. Sorry about that, lads. Back spasmed. Way better than Artis Gilmore. And yeah, so he's going into A tier. Bam Adebayo, B tier. One of the most underrated players in this game. Like, you maybe could argue A tier. Bam never misses. He doesn't. That set shot, or that base 62, the second highest green window game behind Lambier. It is one of the best releases in the game. In terms of green ability, I like his upper. The more I use like the likes of Hansborough stuff, the more I like his upper. I'm telling you, lads, Bam is... I'm shocked at how much I like him. He might get moved up. He'll get moved up to A4 artist. Straight up with Bill Lambier. Get into worthless here. That jumper is just too bad to be usable. And also, again, he's not tall. He doesn't move very well. So, he's defensively, he's fine. But, like, why would you ever use him? There's no excuse to ever use this card. Bill Walton, slightly better than Bill Lambier. Stats-wise, he doesn't seem as good, but he can kind of dribble the ball. Defensively, he's going to be really, really good. And shooting-wise, he'll hit from the corners because of his release. Despite only a low 70s 3 ball. Bill Walton is D tier, though. Boban the damn Giant, get into B tier. I prefer Boban the Giant. The only reason he's in B tier is that I think there are better Giants in the game. And even for cheap. But I prefer Boban to Artis Gilmore. Like, Boban is one of my favorite players in this game. Something just about his player build. Screw it, Boban A. Yeah, I stand by that. I stand by Boban Marjanovic in A tier. The guy shoots the ball at a mediocre rate. Doesn't really matter. He's just going to roll, get some glitchy dunk animations, play defense with the best of them, and, well, be Boban the Giant. Channing Frye, C tier. Look, Channing Frye's tall. He blocks shots and he hits jump shots. Like, I don't know what more you can ask for. he can't, for some reason, he was a power forward, but can't play power forward. I don't get it, but he's okay. Birdman B tier. Now Birdman is like slightly downgraded Nate Thurmond, as in he's all the same animations of Nate Thurmond, but his stats and badges are a little bit worse, and he's also a little bit smaller. But Birdman is definitely belonging in that B tier category. Obviously, you know, Nate Thurmond's gonna be 1 tier ahead, but yeah, really good. Christian Wood. Now this guy offensively is okay. His jumper, he's not gonna really miss. He's got an unbelievable jumper. He's got Ray Allen very quick. Defensively, he's got the badges but doesn't have the stats. 6'10", okay player build. If you're like, look, is he better than Bam? I don't know. Like, Ray Allen base has been better in other years. I really don't know if he's better than Bam Adebayo. Like, there is grounds for him maybe to move up to A, but I don't know. I really don't. David Robinson's. I still think to this day, this David Robinson's an A tier player. Obviously, this David Robinson's going into S tier. But to this day, I still think that other David Robinson's an A tier player. There's just something about him. There's just something about him. He's held his own well. Came out the same day as Luka Doncic. And is legit one of the best still one of the better power forwards in the game. And this David Robinson just obviously S tier. He's incredible. He's absolutely incredible, lads. So I'm going to fill out the worst tiers now. Get the guys into the low tiers. So, guys in the low tiers. Kevon Looney. Nah. Let's go Shaq and Gobert. Just being non-shooters is killer, man. It's killer. Like, Shaq and Gobert are both really good defenders. But you need to be a shooter. It's just too easy to guard when you don't use a shooter. Even one non-shooter on the floor kind of kills you. Unless you're Splash and you can get that inch of space in 3-hunt, where Shaq can be usable. Like, he's not, like, these guys are not really up to much. And even if you want a wide player build, just go and free. You can get better guys than Shaq for very, very cheap. Anyone else in these lower tiers? Oh, Vlade. Vlade might suck enough to go into worthless. I'm going to put Vlade into D tier. He's slightly better than these guys in worthless tier. Vlade's not very good, though. Vlade is really not very good. Willis Reed is going to go into D tier as well. Undersized, not the greatest on offense. Not even the greatest on defense. I wouldn't really use the guy at the power forward position. Yeah, I'm going to put him there. Don't think he's particularly great. And I think that's it. I think that's it for my bottom 2 tiers. Yeah, I'm happy the rest of the guys being in higher tiers. Then we have Dikembe, who's starting in B tier. I know you guys might be saying, how is Dikembe below Bojan? Boban. I don't know. Dikembe should be better. Like, I spent, on one of my accounts, I spent 1,000 tokens on Dikembe and I still start Boban. So, like, as great as Dikembe was, I'm still high on, freaking high on Boban, man. I'm high on him, but, like, Dikembe is a tall player. I prefer artist to him, because Dikembe just doesn't get rebounds for some reason. Dino Raja. He's got his length. He's not a great shooter. He's not even that fast with the ball. He's not fast without the ball. He's got his length and he'll play lanes. If that's something you need out of your power forward or center, go for it, be my guess. But for me, he's in that C tier. Dwight's going into that C tier as well. Just about a good enough shooter to go ahead of Rudy Gobert, but also not a very, like, the lack of shooting's not good on him. Especially when there are just better players everywhere. Like, there are better players you can buy for 2018 Dwight. Hakeem. I'm going to put this Hakeem in B tier. Slightly worse than David Robinson. I know some people have argued he's better than David Robinson. I just think there's a slight difference and that he's slightly worse. But no, Hakeem Olajuwon's Opal card is still more than usable in my team. He really is. Now we got the other Hakeems. Honestly, I'm going to put Invincible Hakeem in S tier. I think Hero Hakeem's so good, though. I use Hero Hakeem in my squad at power forward. Like between him and Embiid, there's not him and Embiid, Thurman. There's not much of a difference. There's really not. That Gallo base on Hakeem helps a lot, although it isn't as smooth as I would have hoped for. I don't know what, maybe it is the upper. It's still a really nice release and a lot better than his headshot 18. Sigma going to B tier. I know Ty loves Sigma. I mean, he just you know what you're gonna get from him. He's gonna pop. He's gonna hit jump shots. He's gonna be a big enough player build. He'll get rebounds if needed, and he'll be a tall power forward. I mean, like, you know what you're getting with him. Put him in B tier. I'm gonna go C tier for Wiseman. The release is just what lets him down. Wiseman's a player we were all more excited about than Sigma. The release just is not at that level. Not at the level that we would like out of a center at this stage in the game. Now, this might shock people. Him Jones is going to go into C tier. Now, he's actually a really good player. Like, I'm shocked at how good he is. So, like, when I did a gameplay with him, I was kind of like moving around with him, playing lanes with him. I'm like, I was like memeing calling him Jones, but like, he's pretty good. Not like I'd use him in my squad or anything, but I was like, okay, maybe he is him. Like, as far as like really budget power forwards go, he's nice, man. Really nice for the fact that he was like 2000 MT today he came out. Embiid S. One of, like, I'm telling you, one of the most slept on players in all of my team. And Embiid might lose a spot in S tier, and so, like, these guys might lose their spots in S tier. Embiid can handle. Embiid's not that much worse than Kareem. Like, I'm going to move these two guys down a tier. I'm going to change up my tiers, because I'm going to move both of these guys down a tier. So then, from this tier going down is Hakeem. You're going to go down. Vlada, you're going to go down. Walton's going to go down. Alonzo's going to go down. Dwight's going to go down. Fry. And Kembe. Yeah. This is what I'm going to go. A lot of people are going to get angry at me, but I don't care. The reason is, like, we got to go Kareem. And we got to go like this with the Kareems, don't we? We really do. Or maybe even like this with the Kareems. Yeah, like this with the Kareems is better. Like, this A tier is absolutely elite. And the reason is, obviously, Taco Yao and Manute Bol still have to come up. And look, those three guys are just absolutely god tier. So we gotta put them somewhere. But I think Goggles Kareem is well within his shout. Is it well, like, in his right to be in that conversation for S tier as well? It's just that we're keeping it to 5, so we're gonna move him down. Then we got Karl Malone. I mean, at this stage in my team, Karl Malone's a C tier. Like, he was good for his time, man. He was really good for his time. Like, if you got him early, you got easily the best power forward in the game. But that was around the start of March. As time's gone on, look, he's not even as good as Bam. He's nowhere near as good as Christian Wood. I like them, but he's C tier. Kevon Looney, with the way these cards are, Kevon Looney's going D tier. Like, he's got really good defensive stats and badges. His jumper is actually not bad. He can hit from the corners. I just don't like Kevon Looney. If you ask me who I prefer, Kevon Looney or him Jones, I'm taking Jones. Kevon Looney or Wiseman, I'm taking Wiseman. I think it's just me, but that's the way I'm going. Kristaps, A tier. Kristaps is an A tier player, 7'3", great popper, great shooter. The center position is just so damn stacked that I'm not gonna lie, he's not even in consideration for S tier. Like, he's not even in consideration for S tier. So I'm gonna get rid of all the guys that aren't gonna be. Or then we got Manute Bol. I'm sorry, I have to, man. I don't think it's fair to not put Manute Bol. I think I might move David Robinson down as well. I don't think it's fair to not put Manute Bol in S tier. He's just so glitchy, man, and he doesn't miss. He doesn't ever miss. He's so glitchy. He's so tall. the way the game's played this year, look, for me, he's just better at the center position than any of these guys. He just is. He is, and there's no ifs or buts about it. Gasol, A. Gasol, really decent-ish movement, good shooter. Tall, block shots. Overall, solid card, and actually pretty good at power forward. Yao, obviously Yao Ming, get into S tier. An absolute no-brainer in that S tier position. One of the glitchiest players in the game, one of the toughest players to stop. And yeah, he's going to go into S tier. Okay. Mo Bamba. I'm giving him an edge of A tier spot. He's disappointing, but he's a lot more disappointing than people thought he was going to be. Like, everyone thought he was going to be him when he first came out, but this year is just not Mo Bamba's year. His movement's alright, though. I used him in a gameplay today, and he was perfectly fine. He held, like, he didn't even hold his own. He destroyed Manu Ball on one end of the floor. On both ends of the floor. He's still got that length. He can kind of shoot, especially on current gen. He's hanging on by a thread to A tier, but he's going A tier. Moses Malone. I don't think he's as good as Hakeem. I don't think Moses Malone is as good as any of these guys in A tier. He's best in B. Moses is best in B tier. I don't know what I've done here. Okay, yeah. Moses is best in B tier. Like, it's a tough position. A tough position to be in. Because we've got so many in A and B tier. Anybody B tier is usable. Miles Turner, he's okay. He's going to go C tier. I used him. He's alright. Is he worth the 35-40k he's going for? Probably not, unless you're looking for a Pacer squad. But nah, Miles Turner he's just okay. But a player that's really good, though, is Nate Thurmond. Nate Thurmond is well bang smack in the middle of A tier. Like, he's one of my favorite players in this game. He plays some of the best on-ball defense in the game. Like, I replaced him with Embiid at the power forward position at Hakeem. And honestly, I actually think that he is equal to Hakeem and very close to Embiid. And I put Embiid right up there. Like, Embiid could be my 5th A tier spot. Or my 5th S tier spot. Dunktober Jokic. Look, I loved Dunktober Jokic when he came out. I thought he was kind of an anomaly as far as like this 3-hunting moving center. Like, shoot the lights out. I thought he's a really good card. A little bit outdated. Well, not even a little bit outdated. He's just no longer God. Still more than usable. Dunktober Jokic, get into B tier. I was like, we do have Dark Matters even in lower tier, so it's not like he's anywhere near the worst Dark Matter. Ewing is going to go B. Like, if I've got Moses Malone in B tier, Ewing's going to B. Ewing is like a worse version of a Mo Bamba. He's like a slightly worse version. He does shoot the ball well, though. And as far as like easy hero cards to get, like, he's one of the easiest to get in the game. And he's a really good card. I advise any new player to go get him. Let's go B tier for Ralph. He's just huge. I mean, Ralph is just huge. So we're going to put him in B tier because height makes so much of a difference. Roy Hibbert. Now, I'd be very tempted to move Roy Hibbert up to A tier because of his size. But I'm not going to do it. Roy Hibbert's 7'2", but his player build makes him look 7'4". Shoots the lights out, has shifty dribble style. Actually, for some reason, they gave him really decent dribble animations. So if your opponent doesn't realize he has 30-something ball handle and doesn't pressure up on him, you can actually burst by players pretty well with him, which is kind of funny. Really nice release in Lopez base. He's going B tier. I wish I could put him in A. Or in S tier. Say not in A tier. S tier. Jeez, it's not his S. He's definitely not S tier. I wish I could put him in A tier because I do really like this card, but look, I'm going to put him in B. Shaq and Wilt are both going into A tier just because of their defense. And obviously we know where Taco Fall is going. Taco Fall is going A tier. I personally think that the worst player right now in A tier is Shaquille O'Neal. If I was to move one player down, it would be Shaq. I think Wilt might be the second worst player right now in A tier. Like, I'm not sure how much better either of those guys are than Moses Malone, or if they're better at all. They are my two worst players in this tier. But one player is remaining to go into S tier. It is between Sabonis is in that conversation, Hakeem, David Robinson, Thurmond, and Embiid. So Gallo Hakeem moves kind of well. No dribble style, good behind the back. 7 foot tall. All around good card and really nice player build. Arvydas Sabonis, 7'3" giant, moves well, shoots the lights out and plays power forward and has a glitchy jump shot that's almost uncontestable like Lucas. Joel Embiid, basically just exactly what Hakeem is. And David Robinson, basically just what Joel Embiid is, but an inch taller and slightly better build. I think I'm gonna go David Robinson, but Sabonis, I just have Sabonis in the back of my head being like, Sabonis should be that guy. But yeah, this is what we have. This is what we have got for our centers tier list, lads. That's the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.